Hey there, do you want to know what went down at Beyond EMEA 2025? Well, you're not alone. Don't worry. We've got the inside scoop for you. So, in this episode of Technically Unraveled, we are going to go through all things Beyond EMEA. So, we're going to recap the biggest highlights, the biggest takeaways that we have. We definitely have to hit on some of those powerhouse keynotes. And obviously, we've got to make sure that we talk about the education and innovation. Make sure you stay tuned. Hey everybody, I'm Kristen and I lead the global partnership with Microsoft here at Pax8. Thank you so much for tuning in. On Technically Unraveled, we talk about a lot of things from AI, modern work, business application, cybersecurity, and all the things that roll into the Microsoft realm. But it's not only Technically Unraveled from Pax8 Studios. You've got the game. You also have Academy Live. So this is the part where I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe because all of these co-hosts work really hard to make sure they're bringing you, our partners, and the channel ecosystem the most updated and relevant content each and every week. So please make sure you tune into those shows because they have some great stuff week over week. But this week, I am super excited to talk about Beyond EMEA. And this is where I get to bring on my two fabulous co-hosts of the day. So we have Henry and Jen both joining us. Thank you guys so much for taking the time today.
Thanks for having us.
Here.
Awesome. All right, Jen, we'll start with you. If you'll just introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what do you do here at Pax8, and we'll go over to you, Henry, after that.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Jennifer Bodell, CVP of Marketing here at Pax8. I lead our global corporate marketing team and all things beyond. So very excited to be here and talk about what is near and dear to my heart and something that we plan for all year long. And I'll pass it over to Henry.
Hello, everybody. I'm Henry Snaza. I'm the Senior Manager of Global Events here at Pax8. I've been here about 4 years. I've been working on Beyond about 3 of those years. My job is essentially to kind of from the very start, about 16 months before we even think about a Beyond, is get the whole project team rolling and make sure that we get everybody on site. They have a good time, nice and safe, and we put it together. But super excited to be here and talk Beyond Amsterdam.
Excellent. Well, you two are definitely the crucial pillars of everything that goes on with Beyond. So I think that this is super, super special to get to just do a full recap with you both because Beyond brought us so much good stuff. We've got industry keynotes. We got big, just giant announcements that came out. We've got sessions, hands-on labs, trainings, all kinds of stuff. But while we can't actually all go back and re-experience it, I want to throw it out and check out a recap video.
Welcome to Beyond Amsterdam. You guys excited? We are absolutely pumped here at Pax8 to show you everything that we've been working on.
You are transforming the future.
Today is about turning the vision into moves that you can make right now.
Welcome to the era of managed intelligence. This is going to change everything. How you serve, how you scale, how you lead.
It's your expertise. It's your human connections. That's what transforms this vision into execution.
If the fierce urgency of now has brought us here, then it's what we do together that will carry us forward. So let's take our future beyond.
We were able to build off of some massive successes in Beyond Berlin. And as a year 2 in EMEA, it was hosted in Amsterdam. So Henry, Beyond EMEA, it just wrapped up. Can you give us just some headline numbers? How does it compare to our first year?
Of course, and it's pretty crazy to say it's already been exactly a month since we've hosted Beyond EMEA Amsterdam. It feels like we're just starting to fully recover now. It was an incredible, year 2 of hosting this event in Europe. We knew that Berlin was going to be hard to beat. Running the first one there, we didn't really expect how crazy it was going to be, how big it was going to get. But Amsterdam kind of blew that out of the water. So we had over 1,600 registrations, which was a 68% increase over Berlin. And we had over 41 countries represented from our partner base there. It was absolutely incredible to see, how much momentum that we've been able to build in just 1 year. And we're already seeing that momentum, speed up into Copenhagen for 2026. We've already had over
1,600.
430.
I just want to you said 1,600 attendees.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
pretty incredible to see. We took a chance in Berlin the first year bringing this event over there, and it went incredibly well in Berlin. And so we figured we got to do it in bigger and better. Moved it to Amsterdam, one of the big central hubs, and blew it out of the water. So super excited that we were able to build that up to 1,600, which was basically the size of Beyond 2023, the first year we ever did it here in the United States. So incredible to see the growth, and it's just really exciting to see that our partners are getting value out of it, and super excited to keep coming year over year.
Goodness, man, it's you too and the Beyond team who figures out how to feed and house 1,600 people for a few days and throw a heck of an event. So, Jen, sponsors play a huge role in this. So, can you talk to me a little bit about the sponsors and the scale that they're able to give this event?
Absolutely. So Beyond is a movement, right? It's leading the global transformation, if you will. So I like to say it's a global catalyst for our 3 pillars. I'm going to plug it. I'm marketing, right? Innovation, community, and education. And it's really all wrapped around transformation in this ecosystem. And a huge piece of that, again, is our sponsoring vendors. Without them, they are essential to the success of Beyond. And I first want to say thank you. Thanks to all of them that continuously sponsor us year over year and the new ones that are coming in. We're constantly finding new ways to grow engagement with our sponsors. Since Beyond really is prime time for our front of centers, for our leading industry partners coming from all over the world, from US, Canada, EMEA, APAC. And Kristen, we had over 45 sponsors in Amsterdam. And that ranged all the way from general session, keynotes, to breakout session, rapid fire pitches, and 3 solid days of exhibit time for our vendors and partners to collaborate, network, partners and vendors to launch their innovation and really help drive what really is our partners and customer success. So again, a huge shout out to all of our sponsoring vendors. Cannot thank them enough.
100%. As we walked through the vendor hall, just being able to go and talk to some of these sponsors and how excited they were to be there. And I think that we had such a nice flow of partners. We're actually just getting to discover some of these new vendors. So I think it's such a cool way that partners get to just kind of dive in and learn a little bit more about our vendor ecosystem. But speaking of sponsors, you're both on Technically Unraveled, where I love all things Microsoft. I would love to be able to check out a little bit of our Microsoft keynote, as they were a top sponsor this past year. So let's check it out.
When it comes to the value that we're talking about here, there are always 2 sides to the coin that I would talk about in my role. The partner value, your reason for partnering with Microsoft when it comes to AI and the opportunity. It is the opportunity you have. For every $1 of Microsoft revenue, we know there's at least 8.5x the services-led opportunity that sits with there. And if you're also transacting the software and the services, we see more economic value for you as a partner. But none of that actually matters if there's no customer value. If customers don't see benefit, they're the only ones spending money. And the research you see on the screen is from IDC, and that's an in-year, 1-year return on investment for spending on generative AI, 3.7x as a return. So we know there's great value when it comes to the customer, and that should make everyone in this room feel incredibly confident to take this opportunity forward for your customers. As I close out here this morning, this was mentioned earlier, this was an announcement that Microsoft made in the last 10 days to unify our own marketplaces. And really what's driven us to do this is to simplify the experience between AI-powered apps and agents into one singular marketplace that our partners and our customers can leverage. It's a really exciting moment as we bring these two worlds together, and it's more exciting that this is a bi-directional marketplace that we're using with Pax8 of one of only very few partners globally, where the Pax8 agent storefront will be bi-directional with our marketplace, giving you, the partners and the customers, a real chance to discover and leverage the agents that are going to work and actually unleash that opportunity for them.
Well, I have to say a big thank you to Richard Ellis and the whole Microsoft crew that joined. We had a ton of Microsoft people that were there hosting roundtables and all of that. So super cool. But Henry, something else that I absolutely love about our Beyond events is our social impact component. So I know that we partnered with Coder Dojo over in the Netherlands. Tell me a little bit more about how that works and what happens.
Yeah, exactly. To your point, at every single Beyond event, we try to make an impact within kind of the community that we're bringing that event to. So this year in Amsterdam, we partnered with this amazing organization called Coder Dojo Netherlands. We started work with them about 3 or 4 months before to make sure they were the right fit with our Pax8 values and kind of the right fit with our community, with our partners. And they were perfect, and they're so much fun to work with. They focus on the development and learning of kids aged 7 to 17 by creating fun and social experiences through anything around technology. So building apps, building websites, creating games, anything to get them engaged in this kind of technology future industry. So how we support and work with them is we build a social impact booth on site, and we create some really awesome custom merch. And then we sell that to the partners and anybody who's attending. And all of those proceeds then get donated back to Coder Dojo, and they can use that to help them with their mission. So it was super excited to have them on site, mingling with our attendees, talking about their mission in that community that a lot of our partners were from. So locally in Amsterdam and the Netherlands. And just super excited that they were able to join us and we can make a difference, not only with our partners, but with the community we're bringing the event to as well.
I love that we do this. I think it's just such a cool initiative, and then getting to pick who they are each year and getting to learn a little bit more. And I think it definitely hits the hearts of some of our partners and staff when they get to participate. So big thank you guys for both always getting this part involved. But Jen, we talked about the sponsors and how great they are in making this happen, but this event's for our partners. So what surprised you most about the attendee response and just the overall sentiment of the show?
Yeah, honestly, every Beyond, I'm blown away by the response from our attendees. It's something that we've seen year over year. We're on number 5 now, and it never gets old. What really stands out to me is truly the collaboration that happens over the 2.5 days. Partners and vendors that are all in the same industry, sometimes competitors rubbing elbows, but are so willing and open to share their experiences and their knowledge to help evolve and grow this ecosystem and transform it. So Beyond has really become much more than an event. I say it's a global platform that's really focused on that innovation, our collaboration, and growth of this ecosystem.
I love it. Well, look, I don't think there's any other better way to see it or hear it than directly from our partners. So let's check it out.
This is my 4th Beyond. It's fantastic to be in Amsterdam for Beyond EMEA 2025.
It is amazing. It's my first time in Beyond. So far, I feel that it's grand, but also intimate.
Seeing the scale of this conference is phenomenal. There's thousands of people here, there's so many vendors, and it's awesome to meet everyone across the globe.
He's the original Edge Walker. Please welcome to the stage our CEO, Scott Chasen.
Welcome to the era of managed intelligence.
The concept of managed intelligence is evident and obvious. It's a logical next step in our journey.
I think the main takeaway that I'll take from the actual keynote is the playbook, helping to tangibly enable our partners to understand how to put agents into action.
The real big call to action is to really embrace the moment. We had the vision last year. We now have the playbook, the special sauce. So the key now is to just go away, help the partners on that journey,
The launch of the agent marketplace is amazing. Now I am actually seeing that us as MSPs can literally transform our organization in the fastest way possible, because Pax8 did the great job of assisting us and ushering us into this AI universe.
Pax8 is really helping us on this journey by prompting our thinking, driving our thought, challenging us to be different, to be bold, to take action, and sort of step out of our comfort zone along the way.
Man, I love getting to talk to the partners while we're there. I think that is definitely a highlight for me. But Jen, there's so many highlights with Beyond. So what really stood out to you, or maybe created a lot of buzz while we were there in Amsterdam this year?
So obviously our branding is top notch, but I would say our content, period. Between the executive keynotes, the educational breakout session, our content and branding always creates for us the biggest buzz at Beyond. Again, one of those biggest highlights was Scott Chasen, Pax8 CEO, who debuted the Managed Intelligence Provider Playbook, the how-to book, if you will. It's really helped design to help our partners evolve from traditional MSPs to MIPs, which is such an exciting shift for the industry. And I think we have a little video on that now.
We're talking about a redefinition where SaaS meets AI, where marketplaces meet autonomy, where your role shifts from support to strategy. This is the next evolution of the industry you all helped build. Welcome to the era of managed intelligence. When your expertise becomes the gateway to intelligent execution, this is going to change everything. How you serve, how you scale, how you lead. This is the rise of the managed intelligence provider, where we leave behind their rigid APIs and brittle integrations and step into a world of context-aware agents that reason, adapt, and act in real time. And for vendors, that means products that think. And for all of you, it means transforming from service provider to strategic partner. And for SMBs, this unleashes agentic labor. Pricing models shift too, no longer by the seat or by the hour, but by outcomes and the impact. And consumption itself is initiated by machines acting on behalf of people. I call this model the Managed Intelligence Provider Playbook, and it translates vision into action. And it goes live right after this keynote, and you can begin putting it to work today. And at the heart of this playbook is one truth. None of it works without you, the managed intelligence provider.
I love the managed intelligence provider and being able to actually hear that directly from Scott Chasen. However, another keynote that I absolutely love year over year is actually the Libby and Craig Innovation Keynote. Now, this one is where Pax8 really takes some of the really cool, innovative stuff that we're doing, and this is where it gets launched. So our partners that are at these events get to hear about it first, might get exclusive access, all kinds of stuff. So let's check it out.
The next chapter goes beyond managing tools into orchestrating intelligence. Imagine for a moment a marketplace that helps you design, deploy, and manage AI agents. A hub where your solutions, they don't just sit in a catalog, they come alive as autonomous workers embedded into your clients' businesses. That's what we're building. At the heart of this vision is the Pax8 Agent Store. Think for a second about what the App Store did for mobile. It gave you a place to discover, subscribe, and activate capability with a single tap. Now imagine the same model applied to AI agents. In the Agent Store, you'll be able to browse industry-ready, outcome-aligned agents, license them, deploy them, secure them, and combine them into intelligent workflows.
I know it's a bold statement, but to be clear, no one else has built this sort of AI learning and enablement program. This is far beyond just dropping content into an online library. We're giving you practical steps, guided paths, and a tailored learning journey, all designed to help you take action and see results. AI-guided growth is the bridge to the future, the bridge to the managed intelligence era. And I'm really proud to announce that we're expanding the guided growth even further with a brand new track. Microsoft OneCloud Guided Growth. This track is designed to help you master the entire Microsoft stack, from Azure to Power Platform, modern work, security, even Copilot. All designed so that you get to diversify your business while deepening that customer loyalty to accelerate your growth.
You can see why I love the innovation keynote. It's not only because of the guided growth Microsoft OneCloud track, but just so much cool stuff comes from their session each and every year. But Henry, if I look at this, somebody who's maybe never been to Beyond, like what could they expect from the educational content that comes out of these events?
Yeah, I mean, to your point, as Jen has said earlier, education is one of the three foundational pillars of Beyond. Obviously, you're going to see those amazing keynotes, like from our executives as well as our sponsoring vendors. But we have over 42 breakout sessions we had over 42 breakout sessions in Amsterdam, with 65 total sessions, including our vendors and other ad hoc sessions. So there's an abundance of content out there for our partners. We had 6 key tracks, and we're going to have 7 coming up in 2026, and I'll touch on that. But we have educational tracks focused on owners, service managers, engineers, sales and marketing professionals, security experts, and then now we're going to be adding in AI into our future events, as we know that is the talk of the town. We want to make sure that we're giving our partners the best possible content they can around AI. The 7th track is something that we like to call the repeatables. And so these are the sessions that ranked the highest, had the most engagement from the previous Beyond, and maybe people weren't able to see it because they were in another session. We like to bring those back to the future Beyond so they always have a chance to see that great content that they may have missed before.
I love it. I love it. So, Jen, besides the awesome keynotes, all the scheduled sessions and all of that, what other value are our partners seeing from this event?
Well, really, Beyond is where you want to invest in yourself, right? The real value is investing in yourself and in your company. At its core, Beyond is all about the community. It's about our partners and it's our vendors coming from all over the world to connect, collaborate, accelerate our growth, and drive real innovation. So that's, for me, is where the real value lies. It's this community.
100%. And I think that partners get so much out of it just from those quick hallway chats, roundtables, all of that good stuff that comes. But Henry, let's say that somebody might have gone to Amsterdam. They're looking at Salt Lake City. Like, is it the same? Is it going to be different? Why should they attend both?
It's absolutely not going to be the same. We're going to make sure it's revolved around the key pillars of Beyond, as always, the community, education, innovation. But we know this industry is moving so fast, and if we don't keep up with it, we're going to fall behind. So we need to make sure that all of our content is refreshed. So that's what we're going to be spending our time over the next 8 months before Salt Lake City comes, is refreshing all of that breakout content, getting our new keynotes situated, making sure that we're keeping up with the industry, so we can make sure that our partners are not falling behind and even getting ahead. I can't give away all of the secrets for 2026. You're going to have to show up to see it, but there's going to be a lot of exciting new things to see, experience, and learn on site. So we always like to say, even if you went to the last one, you have to go to the next one because it's going to build on top of each other year over year.
I love it. So speaking of that, Copenhagen registrations are flying right now. Jen, you announced this in Amsterdam. Can you just kind of tell me, like, is this really just showing the momentum of what the future is going to hold in this event in EMEA?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're already well over 450 registrations that are locked in for Copenhagen. So that kind of momentum really shows what Beyond has been built around. But at the very same time, we cannot take our foot off the gas, as we were just saying. Our partners and our vendors and all attendees expect the very best from Beyond. And I can guarantee you that we will be carrying this energy into 2026. And you can hear it first and foremost, we are committed to making Beyond bigger, better, better, and more impactful for all our attendees year over year.
I love it. So these sessions, they always fly by on me, but I'm going to have a final question for both of you. And Henry, we're going to start with you if that's okay. But if you have to give one reason why a partner should register for the next Beyond event, what would it be?
I'm going to go with the value card here in terms of, you saw us talk about the breakout sessions. You saw some of the snippets from the keynotes. You saw how many vendors are on site, how many hours of networking engagement is available. Right now, we have the cheapest prices you're going to have for both of these events. We have 199 euros for Copenhagen and $199 for Salt Lake City through the end of the year. So do not miss out on such a great deal to experience, 2.5 days of so much content. Bring yourself, bring your team, and lock those prices in now, because it's only going to go up from here on out, and you never know if it's going to sell out too.
I like it. Jen, over to you. What is your reason why partners should go ahead and show up to our next big event?
Well, as I said, it's really about investing in yourself and your company, right? So this is a great opportunity. And yeah, you got to secure your spot now. We had to close registration for Amsterdam. So you're not going to want to miss out on the industry event of the year, unless, of course, you secretly like to sit on a couch and watch it from your own couch. But I don't know. Our social team is phenomenal. And I know that everyone has extreme FOMO when they see all that takes over for those 2.5 days of everything that you would miss out on. So don't be that person. Don't miss out. Be there, learn all the great education, and again, secure your spot today.
The FOMO is real. I can absolutely attest to that. Anybody who's not there, it's funny how many emails we get from partners like, I should have been there. So don't be that partner. Make sure to get registered today before we sell out. Henry, Jen, I know you guys are slammed, already getting stuff prepared for Salt Lake City. I want to say a big thank you for coming on and giving us a great recap of Amsterdam.
Thanks for having us again.
All right. Well, EMEA, Amsterdam, we are already moving on to Salt Lake City. Make sure to get your tickets while you can. I know these events do sell out, but this isn't a Technically Unraveled without a co-pilot tip of the week. Let's check it out.
AI isn't just about what it does. It's also about what it doesn't let through. Let's talk about threat detection and message blocking. Hey, I'm Willis, and this week's Copilot Tip of the Week is all about how to track what your agent is blocking and why that matters more than you think. Security Analytics. Inside Copilot Studio, head to the Security Analytics view. You'll see blocked threats, policy violations, and content moderation issues. It's all visual with a reason for block chart that makes it clear exactly what's being stopped and what the major threat areas are. Spot the trends. Check the session block rate trend to see when spikes happen, what's triggering them, and how often users are hitting security rules. Spikes may indicate a breach attempt or someone probing your defenses. Good security is like good AI. It quietly does the work. But great security, it gives you the receipts. Now you've got the data to stay ahead of any threat. And that's your Copilot Tip of the Week. Until next time. Stay smart and stay secure.
Stay smart and stay secure. Thanks so much, Willis. And a big thank you one more time to Henry and Jen for jumping on this week. Please make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe, because on the next show, I'm going to have Chris Sharp on with me, and we're going to talk about some of these upcoming Microsoft changes that are landing. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you there.